for the Pledge of Allegiance and the invocation. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. And then if you all would, please join me with the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. All right, thank you very much. Good on, so has everybody had a chance to read the April minutes?
Yes.
And do I have a motion to accept the agenda as printed?
I'll make a motion to accept the agenda.
Cynthia makes a motion.
I'll second it.
Dynell seconds. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes unanimous. Okay, item number 5, discussion and possible action on appointment of board positions.
Is Gary coming or not?
He said yes, and I said, well, we have an MDD meeting right now, and
What's the worst MDD board position? That's the
well,
one we'll
no,
get here.
because
Yeah, I was gonna say, because Brittany takes the minutes.
Brittany takes the minutes,
Or-
but that's normally the worst one.
Yeah,
I do treasure.
yeah.
Are you keeping president?
I'm okay unless somebody else is excited to be the MDD president. I'm good with sticking around.
I'm good with you sticking.
I am A-okay with that.
Okay. Are you good with being the vice president?
I'll stay as VP.
Okay. And so then we
Unless
need it.
Cynthia or Sarah
No,
wants
you're
it.
right.
Oh, you're amazing.
She's never been to
like you
Thank
are the
you
best.
so much. Okay, then I think we're all good.
So then treasurer and secretary.
Yeah, we still have to have one.
Oh,
So we'll put Gary, I nominate Gary as the secretary of the MDD.
I second.
and then, oh, does it need a motion?
No, I was waiting
Okay.
for
Oh,
secretary.
okay, and so we have to nominate a treasurer then, even though you're treasurer?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well Cynthia
Oh,
then, or
that's fine.
Sarah, I mean, maybe since Sarah, this is her first meeting, we'll catch her next year or something.
Yeah, yeah. So,
That way, give her a little bit of time to see how things
Don't
go.
overwhelm me, okay?
so
I'm
we'll-
fine with doing whatever, just tell me
We'll
what
nominate Cynthia as
That's
treasurer.
fine.
Yes.
Good deal. Do we need a
I say,
motion and
Motion and all.
vote?
To
So,
accept the nominations.
yeah. You want to make the motion?
I'll make a motion to accept the nominations. Can I just do all the, Jay as president, Dynell vice president, Gary Gilbert as secretary, and Cynthia as treasurer?
All right, I've got a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Got Cynthia seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Beautiful. Congratulations, Gary.
Congratulations to you.
Congratulations.
All right, discussion and possible action on incentive grants to help beautify Lavernia.
okay, I'm sure everybody has seen our pots out there.
They're cute.
We've had a lot of, some response, well, everybody loves them,
Yeah.
but we've had a couple people that are like, where do we get them? We'd be willing to buy them. So, kind of came up with an idea of possibly, y'all have the facade grant to help people redo their building. And the question is, there's something on your packet that talks about the beautification project. So here's some different options if you're interested in this. We haven't done an application or anything because I just kind of wanted to get your feelings for this and see if y'all are interested
Is that
in
the
doing
project
it.
description and impact?
Mm-hmm. This one right
But
here.
then y'all have pricing, there it is. So my question is, and I read through it, but I don't remember, if I wanted to buy one for my business, do I line up getting it painted and I'm responsible for the upkeep of it and whatever's planted inside?
The upkeep and stuff.
Yeah.
We could assist in helping getting, we could do another contest
For the.
to get it painted.
The painting.
Mhm. We have gotten a lot of comments
Yeah,
about the
students
ones
do.
that aren't painted, that they should be painted. The blue ones?
I don't think they're ugly though. I mean,
I
I
don't
like,
think so either,
I
yeah.
like the painted ones, but I kind of like the blue ones
The blue
also.
ones.
Yeah. I
Kind of
agree.
offsets it.
Yeah.
So we're here to ask if this is something y'all would like to do. How much of it would you want to do? We'd have to come up with the whole packet like we have for the facade grant. Whereas it's something you're not interested in, they can buy it on their own.
Okay, hold on a second.
So you wanted to ask us if we would pay toward it each.
Correct.
And this breakdown here is what the choices would be.
No, that's just a sample.
Oh,
You could do a flat 100 or a flat 150 or
and they're 800 and something, right?
Yes, 875.
875.
Right now, this week,
True,
everything.
because they have gone up several times.
Okay, so explain it to me a little more. Okay, so you're saying Bard's Embroidery and Big Bear Hardware Store already, so they would pay a portion and then the city would pay a portion, right? Okay.
Well,
The MDD.
they would buy it all and we'd reimburse them a percentage or.
Probably like we do on the facade grant.
Oh, got you, okay.
So if
Oh, I
it's
see. Yeah, you're
$875 and y'all just want to pay 75 of it, they would pay the 8 and y'all would pay the 75.
So the intent being to motivate more businesses to put the planters around Vernia, try and give us a little niche
Yes,
thing.
because they're super cool. Now Ashley is going to put in for another grant to get on the MDD side, right? To get it additional ones down Chihuahua Street.
Okay.
So
I guess think.
I have a question. Sure. Are we only going to, like, where are we gonna allow them to put it? Is it only gonna be like on the sidewalks? Because I think all the ones right here are on the sidewalks, correct?
Yes, they are.
That was kind of my question,
Yeah.
is what are our limitations? Like, are we gonna have a certain number that we're gonna allow around the city? Like, are we
Yeah.
gonna
I
get
think
to a
they should-
stopping point?
Right, I think we should have it to where they're a certain amount of space apart, length apart, because then if you get too many, I think that's
Yeah,
gonna be
you don't want
overwhelming
them
the city.
Well, it's like what my office is, how many could fit in that front?
Right.
How many would look nice?
True, because you don't want to have 4 and then
You don't
have
have
none.
each business buy one, and then, yeah, and then someone doesn't, and then it just kind of, you know,
Mhm.
that's my question if we do decide to. We have to put a limit on it probably.
Yeah, I guess I'm thinking, one, how would we enforce that, right? If
Right,
somebody wants
right.
to buy 4
Yeah, you can't-
and we
Right,
tell them
we
they
can't
gotta be
tell them
6
no.
feet apart,
Yeah.
I don't think we want anybody out there with a yardstick measuring where the planters are, right? It's kind of like,
Well, they won't.
So when we put them in, who put the,
I think
The
Danny,
city?
did
Okay.
Danny do those?
Yes, the ones that are out there now are the ones that the city has. So that's kind of why you see them on the corners like that, because we're not going to put them on people's property.
I got, what about this? What if we agreed to go, whatever dollar amount we're comfortable with on one per business? And then if they want to buy any more, they got to pay the whole 875. That'll probably keep the number down, but it'll give everybody a little bit of help to get one. And then just see what happens.
So like at my strip center, would you put it up close to the road? Would you put it on the concrete sidewalk? Where would you think?
So in a case like that, would deed restrictions fall under that? Because do y'all have deed restrictions in that strip center?
Well, they're probably, I.
So how would that work also?
We don't hold the deed restrictions
No, I
here.
know, but I
No.
mean, like, if they bought one, it would be responsible for the business owner to make sure that it complies with the deed.
Correct. We'd have to put all of that in that contract.
For
And
sure.
I think we just kind of leave it to them
where they want.
where they want to put them and what they're going to put in them, right?
Mhm.
I think it's more important that we have
Do you? I apologize.
I think it's more important that we have the giant planters out than it is figuring out where they're going to put them and stuff.
Does the city own the land in front, like of that parking lot, like where my strip center is? Is that city property in the front?
I would think so. That's
It goes all the
private
way to the
property.
curb.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then in front of that is textile.
So here's my other issue. Are we gonna have artwork submitted before it's painted? Because, I mean, yes, definitely, you don't want a business plant, put a big marijuana leaf or
Right.
whatever, I mean.
Yeah, we have to approve it.
It could happen though.
Most definitely,
Yeah.
yeah, most definitely, or something worse.
If a
And
vacant
so,
house
and
buys
I would
one-
have like a problem with that.
Yeah.
If they're gonna run it like a contest through the students, we did that before.
That's what we did last time.
Yeah.
It was just a new pilot program, so people weren't aware of it, and it was
For
kind
sure.
of last minute. But now that it's kind of gained attention, I think we'll get a lot more submissions,
Mhm.
similar to.
Oh, I think so, I just think that we need to have all of our eyes set and our T's crossed to make sure.
And I agree. I agree.
Can we manage that? Right? Like if I'm a business in Lavernia and I want one of these and I go out and buy it on my own, I can pretty much do whatever I want to with it, right?
Exactly.
If the city pitches in, we could put some conditions on there, but again, it's still gonna be their property. So I just don't know how we would legislate that, you know? I'm with you. The other thought, I hate to be pessimistic, but the other thought was vandalism, you know? How long is it gonna be before one of these things gets killed in the middle of
We
the
did
night?
talk about that. That was, the only vandalism we've had is, birds.
Yeah.
They seem to find them
Well,
all.
that washes off, so we're good with that.
That's true. But there hasn't been any, yeah.
Are they concrete or are they plastic? I haven't been up close to them.
They're not heavy at all.
They're
They're
not.
Very
Resin.
light.
very
They're
light.
concrete, so-
They
We pick
look
them up.
really heavy.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought they were concrete.
I thought they were too.
No, they're full of rocks.
They're resin.
I mean, I'm good with it as long as we have our, but then like you said,
Guidelines.
lose control.
I'm sorry, I'm struggling with $875 for a resin plastic pot. I'm in the wrong business.
I know, right?
I thought they were-
Jiminy
I thought
cricket.
they were concrete.
Yeah, I did too. Well, I think it's a good idea. I think it's a cool, concept to get something that all the businesses have that's the same. And then I also think there's some, always let people be as creative as they want to be, right? Because in our Christmas in July and our Small Business Saturday and, all those things we do, they can decorate those planters up and we can make it, instead of door decorating, we can do pot decorating, right? Stuff. So I'm excited about the
Once they paint
idea.
them though, can they just change them? I mean, how would you,
Oh, yeah.
depending on what type of paint they use? Because you have to put good paint, otherwise it might
Paint
wash
over it
off.
and repaint it.
The,
You can just
the-
paint it, but it's resin.
at the high school every year, the kids paint their parking lots white and then they
True,
repaint
paint
them
it, yeah.
however they want to decorate them.
Yeah, they buy that special paint.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I think it's a cool idea. And I'm good with supporting them for one, right? I think the MDD can help each business buy one, and then if they want more, then they're on their own. And I'm good with throwing a couple $100 at it, right? $875 is
That's what I was thinking, $200.
$200 at each one of
I
them.
think, isn't that what it says in here?
175 is 20%,
Mm.
263.
You're saying up to
Yeah,
200.
$200.
Towards their first one, and anything after that's on their own.
Okay, and what we'll do is we'll come up with a draft of the program and we'll put it on next month's agenda. And if it still needs to be tweaked,
Yeah.
then we'll just push it off another month
Did you
until.
just give them a choice if they use a student or not?
But you want approval of the artwork, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
I mean, just so it's not obscene. That's-
right. Well, we can run that. I mean, that can be its own event, right? Like,
Mhm.
and they can sign up to participate or just keep their big blue planner if they want to, right? They can play or not play.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're right, some people might just want the solid plan.
Right.
And
Or
we
their
could try to do it
store
all
logo
at
or-
one time.
Yeah.
Don't you get a discount the more you buy?
Yeah.
Well, we see how much for you.
Okay, so we're not going to take any action on item 6, but you guys are gonna draft a contract and we'll look at that again.
This was
next
more for you to tell us if you like the
Yes,
program or not.
month. Okay,
I think they look really cool.
I do too.
They do.
I do too, and it brings the school in.
It does.
The more school city projects we have together, partnerships, the better.
Really good.
Okay, item number 7, discussion and possible action on reimbursement to general fund for portion of the parking lot.
I was asked to put it on the agenda, and it's up for y'all to discuss
I
now.
don't know that I saw a dollar amount.
It's $702,454.82 was the total.
So much do we have in the budget
I have that.
for the 4th of July?
With all of our assets, you're looking at 1.6. That's your CDs, your MDD, checking account, and your MDD cash account.
So what was in the budget? Did we have a line item in the budget to do the parking lot work, or was that something that fell in our lap?
No, when we did that, we had to take it to city council for a budget adjustment.
Okay, and how much did we budget?
Oh, for the MDD?
No, for the city. What did it?
850,000.
Okay,
And it came in at
and
how
it came in
much?
under that.
Yes, but the engineering is not in here. That's one thing that's not in this. I just printed out the expenses of the actual parking lot, all the additional concrete, the pipes, all of that stuff.
So city budgeted 850,000 and we're being asked for 700 and how much?
No, that was the total cost of the
Oh,
project.
how much was it?
She's asking if you'll donate to it.
700?
702-454-82.
It's like,
Okay.
Is there additional costs on top of the 702 that we don't know about
yeah, our
yet?
engineer.
Engineering.
And what do we think that is?
20?
Yeah,
it's probably 20,000.
Yeah.
So the whole project is still under what the city budgeted
Mm-hmm.
for? Okay. And the intent behind the ask is to what?
Just reimburse general fund some money.
Do we
Because the
have-
parking lot will, I mean, it does bring in indirect economic development because I am. I'm totally grasping at straws here because I was asked to put it on there to see if MDD would pay a portion of it.
Well, I mean, we made some sales tax from the July 4th thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I understand how the MDD is tied to the park. I get that part.
And the
then all
baseball
the permits
tournament.
and stuff that we pulled for those events, I'm down with it. Did we have a dollar amount floated or?
It was just, Robert actually came up with the idea. I thought it made great sense because we kind of rushed into getting it done, but we approved it.
And it
But
is
didn't
super nice.
So the budget that we gave, I think brought our general fund down to like just under ideal. And we were thinking maybe we get a little bit of it to push us back up, because what is, 9 months is ideal?
No, we were at 9, no,
Thought
we
we were
were
at 13.
over 9 months and you need like 6.
Normally.
Yeah, and it dropped us down to like 8 months spending that money.
Probably 7. I mean, and you're probably gonna have a surplus this year, even with all that in there.
Yeah.
The city.
Yeah, that was the initial concern, and Robert put a bug in my ear. I think he initially put a bug, and then Yvonne and I talked and just thought, hey,
What other major expenses do we have this year that you see as one, forecast that we're gonna be paying for, we're responsible for?
On the MDD,
Mhm.
well,
Christmas, I know that.
Yeah.
Ashley is paid out of there, Christmas is paid out of the park. The 4th of July comes out of the MDD.
All the
And
banners
we
though,
planned for.
All the banners and
those
stuff,
are paid out of the park?
no, that's gonna be
That's-
okay,
paid,
that's
that's
why-
on
yeah.
your agenda
Yeah, I know,
tonight.
that's why I was I was wondering.
No, I think what you're saying is we planned in the budget to do another July 4th event. So we
Yes.
had money earmarked for that.
Oh, no, these are your totals. I have not done the MDD budget for next year yet. Is that
But
what you're
for
asking?
this year.
Did we
had
forecast
money
ahead?
planned for the 4th for this year.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Did we stay within our budget?
Oh, yes. We only spent $11,000.
That's incredible. So I guess Yvonne, what I'd like to, let's keep this on the agenda for next month. What I would like to see is a dollar amount, right? Like, what are you guys looking for? Because I don't know the council's budget. So, if you need $100,000 or, come back and tell us what the money.
Top of my head was one or two, or whatever you guys were comfortable with.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's a need, it's just the MDD to pay a portion of it,
Yeah.
because everybody benefits from it.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm beginning to understand the symbiotic relationship between the MDD and the council, and I'm
I think we should.
full
honestly.
supporter of that.
I think we should.
I do too, yeah. I just think we need to do the math and have a
Right.
number,
And Robert never discussed a number with
Yeah.
me.
We just talked about, and I mean, I just, for whatever reason, like, one or two popped into my head.
150 maybe or
You
something.
I don't know, whatever percentage y'all are comfortable with, if you're
We have
comfortable with it.
1.6 or something?
Yeah, I guess I would like to see some accounting before we make we put a dollar amount to it, right? Because I don't know what I've got going out for the rest of the year against that 1.6. We're gonna make I think another big investment on the Christmas stuff here too.
Yeah, do you remember the bottom line on the Christmas? Is it 630?
No, so we came up a little bit short. I think we're gonna spend right around, right here. I believe y'all gave us 40 to spend, and we came up just under that
It's like
on what
38,
we're
isn't it?
estimated. It's like 38. I mean, we came close to it. But that's just because that's what you gave us. So we tried to get close to it. So
And what?
let us know what you think.
New Year's?
Oh, for fireworks for New Year's?
Yeah, that'll be next year's
Okay.
budget. Yeah, that'll be next year's budget.
Even
So
though-
really the only thing,
Fireworks this next New Year's?
yes, the only thing that's coming out of your budget for the rest of this year, other than Ashley and Lindsay's pay, is gonna be the decorations that you all approve.
Yeah.
Those are the only big ticketed items.
Yeah. So what I don't want to do is not reimburse enough to put us in the right threshold. So that's why I'm saying let's just find out what that number is and then bring it back, and I don't think any of us have any reservation
Right.
to doing it. I just want to know what the
Just wanna see
number is.
Another recommendation, of course it would be a while, is to wait until after the audit's done. And see where we are after the audit.
When is that?
Well, whether it's in the MDD account or it's in it doesn't matter,
Yeah.
right?
It's actually all in the same account right now anyway. It's just bookkeeping
Yeah.
and
It's
separated.
Where it's booked.
Yeah. So, I mean, that is another option, or
When do you do that? What?
that will be done in November. They normally present it in January. That's just another option.
I think we know enough to do the math,
Okay, we'll bring it next month.
Yeah, okay. All right, item 8, discuss and possible action on the purchase of Christmas decorations around the city of Laverne.
Did it mess up?
Hi. I am so bummed, y'all, because we tested this about 30 minutes before y'all got here, and everything worked perfectly. For some reason, it won't work at all right now.
Oh, that's not good.
So I am so sorry, but the point was that y'all have a map inside your packet. It's just hard because those maps are meant to be interactive, so they're really a lot better this way. But if it won't come up, I will loan you my laptop and y'all can mess with it. I'm trying to help me. We're phoning your friend. Okay. But for now, we'll wing it. And once we get it up, or I get the laptop to you guys, I'll let you play with it because it's pretty fun to take a peek. But long story short, we have,
This one?
it's that one. Yes. Go for it. And I'll just walk up to y'all, if you don't mind me in your face. So on this map, y'all's Christmas decor map, all the utility poles are listed. There's like 91 that we flagged. There are more than that. There is a ton. But I didn't flag any of the ones that were like right next door to another one because, you know, we wouldn't do that anyway. So, but there are a lot of them. And so basically within y'all's budget, we took like 1/3 of them because we're looking at about 34 poles that would have a new decor item on them. And so then on your decor cost breakdown, you're gonna see that the average cost of the flare disc decorations is $13.30 per unit. And so the sheet directly following your cost breakdown gives you, these are the designs for those splitter discs, design options, we should say. And then there's a couple of sample pictures of what they look like. So they're really neat. This is a company out of Fredericksburg called Downtown Decorations that create these, and they're made of like little shiny fiber stuff that will catch the light and then it moves and it shines. And the reason why that's going to be kind of important is because we've priced out getting utility on these poles and it's pretty much astronomical. So our buddies at Phelps were like, I mean, we'll do it for you, but you're going to pay and it's not going to be cheap.
So they're not gonna be lit?
They're not going to be lit. And this is why. What we really wanted was wreaths that had lights on them and bows, you know, the classic thing. But the problem is never going to happen if we can't get utilities to the poles.
Did you get a price for the utilities?
We did, yeah, I think it's included in here.
Very expensive.
Let me find it. If it's not though, I'll forward it to you, but our buddy Bobby over at Phelps took a peek at it for us, and I think he said like the minimum we were looking to pay was like 20 grand. And these were just on the poles that we would need to get the utility to.
I'm gonna be honest, I think it's worth it, personally, because those need to be lit up. You wanna light the city up, in my opinion, that's just my opinion, y'all may not agree, but it needs to be lit up. Why are you spending $40,000 to see it during the day, and you see nothing after 6 o'clock in the evening when everybody comes home?
But you will because they glitter, right?
Yeah, it does. So that's why we were saying, it's so,
Now you won't.
well, you should.
Headlights will hit it.
Right, you should. And that's why this was really one of the best and kind of only alternatives, because to your point, we didn't want to just get wreaths that didn't have any lights, or they make a lot of different decorations, right, that you can put up on a pole mount that are real pretty, but they don't have any lights at all. And so these are really neat, they do have videos of them, if I could get it to load for you, that are really cool, and your headlights, they catch them at night, all of the street lights catch them at night, and they move in the wind. So really everything catches them, which is good, both light and weather. So we felt that they were one of our better options, essentially.
No, I know that's the best, but if you have 1.6, you could afford it, in my opinion, to do it right.
But that's just the Phelps side. You also have GVEC side.
Right, and that was,
Get a quote from them.
yes, we can, but not to mention too, at the time that we were speaking to Bobby about this, he was like, by the way, we're like 11 months out.
Well, that
Because-
was, yeah.
They're just so backed up. And I'm not saying it's a no, I just want you to have the full picture. He was like, one, it's not cheap, girlfriend. I'm giving you numbers based on right now, and it's gonna change because everything is so in flux right now. And he knew that even at the time of telling me that. And then the fact that they were on back order, they're really booked up, because we've gotta have them because they're their poles, they're not ours. So it's definitely something I'm willing to look into, get you some more information. It's just basically at the time he was like, hey, and that's, by the way, only if Phelps is going to agree to let you do it too. So there were so many variables that at the time Bobby was like, if you could look into something else, that'd be great. And we did, we looked into solar, but we couldn't find anything that was going to be super sturdy and reliable that would hang in there for that. And that's kind of what led us to this. This is a good company that we likely would have looked to buy whatever we were going to purchase from, because they're as local as we can get, being in Fredericksburg. And anyways, this was their recommendation for our predicament.
I mean, they're 5 foot, right? Like they're
Yeah,
It's a big.
it's a
thing.
big old thing, it is, yeah, they're great size.
What is the company called?
It's called Downtown Decorations out of Fredericksburg, Texas. And then, so once you guys get past the little design sheet that has all the designs on them and then some of the fun pictures, you can take a peek and there's a little email there. That's from Jimmy. He's our rep with Downtown Decorations. And it's going to give you the individual price breakdown. So it ranges from about $10.45. That's the least expensive one, and that is the star with ribbon pole decoration. And then the most expensive one at $19.95 is the poinsettia pole decoration. So we just averaged them for you to view, which is that $13.30 number. But the bright side to that is if, like, let's say we didn't buy any poinsettia ones, then we'd be saving some money on that because those are the biggest ones, the most expensive ones. So we can make our money stretch there. And that's just that portion, because I know you guys also wanted to consider doing garland. Our garland is super sad and it breaks in your hands because we've had it for years. So we do want to get new garland. It's going to go all along the park fence line. That's budgeted for here as well. And then some new for the gazebo as well, and some red bows, because we are in the same predicament there with the utilities. It's going to be a little tough to find a good outlet that's going to be able to light the whole fence line, you know what I mean? Because beyond that section right there by the gate, we no longer have utility access unless we want to run a lot of extension cords, which didn't sound like a great thing. So,
What do you mean we no longer, like we previously did, but it's gone now?
no, I mean no longer like we do at the entry point,
Oh,
but
yeah.
when you move beyond that,
Oh,
it
gotcha.
doesn't exist anymore because we don't have any outlet points. So we were going to do regular garland there, real pretty though, and with the bows, unless you got a better idea. Just because we don't have utilities, that's kind of the whole thing here.
Is any of this stuff possibly like battery operated?
It is, and we did look into it, and like I said, even with solar, which we're not opposed to doing, it's just they didn't have a ton on the market, and we actually even asked Jimmy at Downtown Decorations, and they didn't have a ton on the market that was like all weather and was really good quality, and he said that's something that they're working on in their design lab, because you would think, right, we Googled it, we're like, what the heck, it can't be that hard to find something solar.
LED lights are,
But,
I mean, they're doing
yes.
miracles with LED lights now.
And LEDs are good, yeah. So it's not out of the question. We were just searching for the right item that's real sturdy, all weather, gonna hold up, all that good
And
stuff.
within budget.
And within budget.
So the old garland does have lights on it, right?
It does not. No, we had never had a lit one. No.
So did you look into the garland being plugged in at the entrance where there is power, and how many strands it would take? Because as LEDs, you can plug in 200 strands easy, and you don't have a problem unlike the old ones. Would that be an option to be able to plug it in at one point and just run it down?
No, yeah, it's definitely worth contemplating. I think that's be something that we could test out and possibly ask our guys too. As long as it's not gonna like blow the circuit because it's too much for it, then it's something that we could look into.
When do we have to have our order submitted in order to make sure that we get them on time?
So we're gonna be coming up on that. We really need to order it like next month or the following. I think September would be like a total cutoff for them, particularly as it relates to the flitter discs, because those are gonna be custom for us. But the rest, we should be able to order them even within season. The garland, the LED lights, that type of thing.
What about the front of City Hall?
So we don't have a budget allocation for that this year. We didn't plan on changing what we had to do. We have some lights that we normally put up, they're blue. And we might get a new blow up because our trusty little blow up police car has died last year. But we didn't allocate for it. We weren't planning on changing anything, but if you have an idea.
No, I'm just thinking if we're gonna freshen the whole town, we wanna make sure
Yeah.
the City Hall looks good too, right?
We do. And that's why, if you guys have some good feedback, we really want to get it, because that's what we wanted to do too. And you'll notice in the plan, we account to purchase the flitter disc, which is kind of the big purchase. And it would have been regardless had they been lit or anything, they're just so expensive. Whatever we picked, that was going to be the big purchase, which is to replace not only our flags, just old, the banner flags that we put up, we've had them for several years, but also just something that's going to have more pizzazz. But also, we do want to purchase a few new flags, and we are still going to put up our old flags. So we're kind of like modge-podging to make the most bang for our buck, just because whether they had been lit wreaths or the flitter discs, they're very pricey.
What's the life expectancy on the flitter disc? Did they tell you how long those things will last?
They did not, but they are supposed to be, they're industrial grade. They are supposed to last just as long as anything else would, like the wreaths, and they're good. They're good. So, but I can get back with you on the official warranty.
Storage of these are so big.
We do, yeah, we're gonna have to.
Yeah, we got plans for where we could store so many of these things.
Don't we normally store at the park in the container?
Right, that is where we would plan to
And we
put
got, I don't know
them.
how much room's left in the water
Yeah.
tower, but there's water tower storage out there too, the new one. Didn't it come with?
Yes.
So basically, no matter what, you're not gonna have lights this year if they're 11 months out, even if you
Right.
choose to
Right.
spend money.
Exactly, yes, yeah. This year, it wouldn't have been in the question at all, just because of the situation with
But
bulbs.
Cynthia, I'm with you, and these things, even while they're industrial grade and awesome, I'm sure, they won't last forever. And what we could do is build a plan where every year Phelps or GBEC adds power to those poles, some number of those poles.
Yeah,
And then
maybe
we
start with the
get,
main ones.
Yeah.
and then when we get enough,
Intersections.
we start phasing the flitter discs, that's a funny word.
It's funny, yeah.
Flitter discs out and then put the lighted wreaths up, right?
It's a lot of money though to spend if you just, well, I guess it might take years, but.
It will take years, yeah.
And well, one thing too, just something to contemplate, and y'all will get to this was kind of the part 2 of the plan when you flip through and you see some blue flags in your, or some blue designs in your packet there. One thing we really want to do this year with some of these funds is purchase, like our Christmas flags are, if you've seen them in years past, they're green and they're red, and we've got some blue ones, and they're real big, and we want to get ones that we would leave up all year round that are blue, and they say Vernia and Bears. We haven't settled the design, but a lot of those little towns do that, where they have their cute flags, they run down all of their main streets, and they say, what town you're in. And we really want to do that, because we're with you guys, we want to jazz it up, but we want to try to extend the money that y'all have given us and jazz it up year round. So what's great about doing the blue flags is we can put them up every season that isn't Christmas, basically. But the point of the flitter disc that's also positive is we wanted to maybe stick with some of the silver designs that are like the stars with the shooting arrows and things like that. Because
Pretty.
we can put those up for 4th of July, and we can put those up for other holidays. So, I feel you guys about the lights, and I think it's a worthwhile effort. And if we don't ever do it, we're never gonna get it, right? So if that's something y'all want us to pursue, we can. But I think there is a little bit of positivity to those flitter discs, just in the potential for being all season in terms of kind of, spreading our money out that way. If that's something y'all want to contemplate, we think it might be fun. Like the one that's in the example, that's all silver, or doing some in blue. They can customize them to an extent, so.
Do you have a variety that you're already looking at? Like you think, okay, I want 10 of these, 20 of these, whatever it is, and how you want us to think? You already have that vision in your head?
Well, so if y'all reference your little design sheet here, we would be thinking about, so we really like these ones with the star and the ribbon, mostly because those would be best for all season, all year. Though we can get them in different colors. We can do like maybe silvers and blues. If y'all are, really partial to one of these that would be specific to Christmas, like let's say it was the Christmas present, the gift one, we could do those in the green and red, and maybe like, so during Christmas season, we have both the blue, the silver stars, and the green and red Christmas gift, and then all the other seasons, we just get rid of the Christmas gift one.
And
So
these are all of the options that this company offers, right?
they are, yes.
Do you have any actual real pictures of them
There's just that one.
online that you can look at?
Yeah, totally. Here, since this isn't gonna pull up anyways,
Actual poles.
I'll bring y'all my laptop. Yeah, I'll bring it to you. Sorry that this wouldn't pull up for you.
I wouldn't recognize the TV.
Yeah, it is so bizarre. But I will give it to you,
We won't have it.
and then, I want it, let me
I
pull
thought
it.
these were all the styles that we were getting, but we're
Yeah.
not. We have to choose from these styles.
We can choose from the styles.
How many styles are we allowed to choose? Did you say that I missed it?
I did not, no, and that's why we averaged it out, and the average price, just kind of keep that in mind, like the one that's really, unless any of y'all are in love with it, the poinsettia. I kind of like to stay away from that one because it is the most expensive by far. And, you know, we've got a lot of other good options.
So right now, I think they're looking at 20 units at
Right.
$26,000.
And so just like for,
Of each,
yeah,
something like that.
pick 5 designs with getting 4.
I think the stars are pretty.
I think this, I like the star.
That star? Yes, I
Yeah.
love that.
Christmas star.
And I think the
designs,
presents
but
are
they're gonna have the
cute.
glitter like this.
Yes, yeah, and they can do custom colors, so it doesn't have to be the silver glitter. But like, you know, to the point, like, let's say we were gonna get, 20 of them. If y'all would get the heavier amount of them and maybe like that star with the ribbon, just because we can put those up in multiple seasons
I
of the
think
year.
both of these styles could be used for like 4th of July
Exactly.
and,
I just don't really know what this
well, I can't, I just,
I'm kind of with you.
was. I didn't know if it was a dancing star or
do you know?
a veil.
Two Christmas trees or
Right.
something?
I don't know.
I like that. It looks like the Star of Bethlehem.
Yeah, the
Yes,
first one, that, we
yes.
gotta have those. Yeah, for sure.
Here's a video I want to show you guys. Jimmy, he's hilarious and he sends these, but this is one, so that's like,
Cynthia can't see.
I will run it down. Don't worry. So that's the one
See,
that
that
he's
is
got.
pretty.
Yeah, it is.
Right, and I'll show you another, he sent another video too, so I'll send it in a minute.
So that's what it says.
That's good.
That's what they look like, they're like little discs.
I like this.
Yeah, like reflectors,
The
like
star
shimmer.
kind of looked like it was shimmering.
It's gonna be beautiful.
Yeah, so it's really great. It will essentially look like it's lit up.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Anything is better.
And let me see if I can find you the other video. And then I'll show you. Here we go. Well, he said 3, one of these.
Yvonne, does council start at 6:30?
We have a meeting at 6:15.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, take a peek. So they use this in like live, but that's the same product and it's making up like that whole stage back there. So anyways, just so you can see the product view.
Okay. I like those stars.
Yeah, so
I like them in silver. Maybe put the silver in the bowl.
1, 2, 3. So 3 styles?
Yeah, and we can make the map work by 22.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So do you want to know which styles we like? Everybody, is that everybody in agreement with those?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sarah?
Yes.
I like the poinsettia.
Yeah, circle.
I do too.
Right, that's- I'm like, I gotta lie, I like poinsettia.
I'll borrow your, I will write them down on mine, how we put yours. These are the 3 you enjoy. You don't care how many we allocate to each.
Yeah. I like the poinsettia too, but I mean, if it's so expensive, whatever you can make work.
I mean, obviously, we wouldn't do that.
No,
think
just
we should
the
be-
star.
I think we should have purple. No, a couple.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
I thought you said
purple.
Poinsettias.
I like poinsettias
Purple.
too,
I do
but
too.
make what you can
Yes.
work with the
Yeah.
budget.
And I think,
If you can.
you know, what we're trying to do is Christmas decorations. Like I understand what we're trying to do with the star.
Yeah.
But
Right.
this,
More
this money is for Christmas,
Christmas, yeah.
so.
Yes.
We're
Three
concentrating.
different, but maybe throw a couple points in.
Mhm.
Yes.
But it is kind of like 2 for 1.
Yeah, I want to respect the next meeting's time,
Yeah.
but
We'll circle.
now that we've got an idea of what we can get for $40,000,
But then
is
the other
$40,000
ones we
enough
use all
money?
year and just have something different
You know?
instead of it's like same thing all year.
Because I don't know what 20 poles is going to do down 87. Is that going to
20
be
or
a,
30.
is that going to be a big enough splash?
It's 20, but it's
Yeah.
gonna be 34 total because then we wanna get new flags. And in fact, it'll be more than 34 because we're still gonna use our old flags.
Yeah, I
So
got you.
it's, you know,
Can we increase it by 10 and include the city hall too?
Oh, yeah.
Because
Money towards City Hall.
or I mean,
Yeah.
the alternative is, you know, if you guys would really rather focus on these and not get flags, then we will not get flags and use the bullet, you know, the whole budget allocation.
I like the idea. I'm just speaking for me right now. I like the idea of a flag that stays up year round, showing some town pride. I think that's important.
I do, I really like that.
Good thing for our buck, for sure.
But if the council's good, if the MDD's good, let's let's increase the proposed budget to $50,000 and see how far we can make that stretch.
Can I make a motion for that?
Yeah.
And I think we need to do
If
future.
you want.
Yes.
I'm
Are
sorry.
you listening that we're gonna make a motion to increase that spending budget from 40 to 50?
Okay.
I'll make the motion to increase the budget.
I'll second it.
Okay, so Gary made the motion to increase the Christmas decoration budget from $40,000 to $50,000. Danielle made the second. Any discussion?
I just think we need to put it somewhere where we're gonna be looking into future lights, to be able to light. Even if it's like you said, 5 poles a year, or 10
That's,
poles a year.
yeah, that's budget work. We'll get into that.
And we need to just get on Phelps and GBC's list
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
for next year.
Okay, so all those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. All right, thanks, Lindsay.
Thank you.
Okay, update on the 4th, we can table that for next month.
Yes, we can, that's what I was gonna say.
Future agenda items, we're gonna revisit the
Everything.
parking lot. Yeah, anything new that we didn't talk about today?
Budget,
Budget's gonna start.
budget will actually be on the next agenda.
Okay.
I just told Gary we signed him up to be secretary.
Oh, okay.
Was this the plan all along?
Hey, if you're not at the table,
It's
you're on
taken
the
a long
menu.
time, so we.
The worst part, you gotta clean that bathroom, that's it.
That's good.
Okay.
You haven't seen my handwriting. so-
Okay, do I
Motion to
have a motion to adjourn? Danielle makes a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye, we are adjourned 6:18. Sorry about that. We ran a little long.
You're not getting overtime.
Brittany, I muted the.
Thanks, Frank. You're awesome.
Hey, I want to apologize.